skrin yang berhormat Premier serta berbahagia Puan Sri Dato' Amar dan juga yang diraikan berbahagia Dato' Amal Jauh Samion sudah pun berada di pekarangan luar Dewan ini. Jadi saya mohon untuk semua yang terlibat sila ambil tempat anda masing-masing. Hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, ketibaan yang amat berhormat Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Bintun Abang Haji Oping, Premier Sarawak serta yang amat berbahagia Puan Sri Datuk Amar Hajah Jumaani, Tuan-Tuanku Haji Bujang.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for yang diraikan, yang berbahagia Dato' Amar Jau Samion serta yang berbahagia Datin Amar Evelyn Vitikos Jau. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may we all rise for the national anthem Negaraku and Sarawak State Anthem Ibu Pertiwiku.
Diberi kenamaan, hadirin dipersilakan duduk dan majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih.
gentlemen, and that's a world-class welcoming performance to kick off this evening grand occasion. Thank you very much to Russell and Randall Dance Company and Sarawak Arts Council. Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan salam Sarawakku sayang. Majlis dengan ini mengalu-alukan kehadiran yang amat berhormat Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak, serta yang amat berbahagia Puan Sri Datuk Amar Hajah Jumaani Tun Tuanku Haji Bujang, yang berhormat Datuk Sri Profesor Dr. Sim Kui Hian, Timbalan Premier Sarawak, serta yang berbahagia Datin Sri En Ong Siok Yen, yang berhormat Tan Sri Datuk Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia bin Awang Nasar, Speaker Negeri Sarawak, yang berhormat Menteri-Menteri, yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak, serta yang berbahagia Datin Sri Hajah Baduyah binti Haji Bujang, yang berhormat Timbalan Menteri, yang diraikan yang berbahagia Datuk Amar Jaul Samyon, Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak, serta yang berbahagia Datin Amar Evelyn Ritikos Jaul, diberi penamaan Ketua Jabatan rakan-rakan media, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian. Selamat datang ke Majlis Perhargaan bersempena dengan persaraan Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak Honoring Years of Excellent Service of yang berbahagia Datuk Amar Jaul Samyon.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, so as to pray for blessings for this evening's ceremony, it is now with great pleasure to invite Sahibul Fadilah, Datuk Haji Mustafa Kamal bin Haji Ahmad Fauzi, Imam Besar Negeri Sarawak, to recite the doa. Dengan segala hormatnya, dipersilakan.
آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين ورب العرش العظيم الملك القدوس السلام المؤمن، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم يا الله ya Tuhan kami, Tuhan yang memiliki segala kekuasaan dan keagungan, hanya Engkaulah yang kami sembah dan memohon pertolongan. Kami dengan penuh rasa kesyukuran menadah tangan memohon padamu, ya Allah, di atas limpah kurnia dan izin-Mu, kami berhimpun pada malam yang mulia ini, di Majlis Penghargaan Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak. Allahumma ya Allah ya Rahman wa ya Rahim. Ya Allah, jadikanlah majlis berlangsung dengan selamat dan sempurna. Sesungguhnya setiap pertemuan pasti ada perpisahan. Itulah lumrah kejadian ciptaan Tuhan semesta alam. Ya Allah, Engkau telah kurniakan kami seorang ketua di kalangan kami yang telah berkhidmat dalam memberi sumbangan bakti, melaksanakan segala tanggungjawab yang diamanahkan setelah sekian lama memerah otak dan fikiran demi keselamatan dan kesejahteraan, pembangunan kemajuan kepada kerajaan negeri Sarawak khasnya. Ya Allah, jadikanlah segala khidmat bakti yang telah beliau curahkan suatu amal kebajikan yang berkekalan, dapat dijadikan ikutan dan buat kenangan yang tidak dilupakan, dan dapat menyuntik semangat kepada yang akan meneruskan perkhidmatan. Allahumma ya azim wa ya syakur. Ya Allah, dalam suasana aman damai ini, kami memohon, hindarkanlah kami daripada perselisihan dan perbalahan yang boleh membawa kepada perpecahan dan kehancuran. Kurniakanlah kami, ya Allah, dengan nikmat kesehatan dan keafiatan. Hindarkanlah kami daripada segala musibah, bencana alam dan wabak-wabak penyakit. Pereratkanlah jalinan kerjasama, tolong-menolong, bantu-membantu, dan semangat persepahaman dan perpaduan di kalangan kami yang berbilang bangsa, budaya dan agama. Kekalkanlah ya Allah kepada negeri dan negara kami dengan nikmat keamanan, keharmonian dan kestabilan. Allahumma ya badi'as samawati wal ard. Ya Allah, akhirnya kami memohon limpah rahmat serta taufik dan hidayah-Mu ke atas yang amat berhormat Premier Sarawak dan isteri Puan Seri Datuk Amar dan para pemimpin serta kepada seluruh kaki tangan perkhidmatan awam dan rakyat sekalian. Selamatkanlah kami, negeri dan negara kami. Allahumma ja'al jam'ana hadha jam'an marhuma wa tafaruqana min ba'dihi tafaruqan ma'suma. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adzaban nar. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Majlis merakamkan ucapan terima kasih kepada Sahibul Fadilah Datuk Haji Mustafa Kamal bin Haji Ahmad Fauzi, Imam Besar Negeri Sarawak, di atas pimpinan bacaan doa itu tadi. Yang berhormat Pemimpin Sarawak, diberi penamaan, hadirin yang dihormati sekalian. Alhamdulillah, bersyukur kita kehadrat ilahi kerana limpah izin dan inayahnya, maka dapatlah kita berkumpul pada malam ini untuk memberikan penghargaan dan meraihkan berbahagia Datuk Amar Jauh Semion dan sepanjang beliau berkhidmat, berbakti, berjasa dan mengemudi perkhidmatan awam negeri Sarawak. Dan malam penghargaan meraihkan Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak diteruskan dengan ucapan alu-aluan. Untuk itu, majlis dengan segala hormatnya mempersilakan Yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak, untuk menyampaikan ucapan alu-aluan. Dengan segala hormat dan takzimnya, majlis mempersilakan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawakku sayang. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bintu Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak, serta Yang Amat Berbahagia Puan Sri Datuk Amar Hajah Jumaani Tun Tuanku Haji Bujang. Yang Berhormat Datuk Sri Profesor Dr. Sim Kueh Hien, Timbalan Premier Sarawak, serta Yang Berbahagia Datin Sri N. Ong. Yang Berhormat Tan Sri Datuk Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia bin Awang Nasar, Speaker Dewan Undangan Negeri Sarawak. Yang Berhormat Menteri-Menteri. Yang Berhormat Timbalan-Timbalan Menteri. Yang Bahagia Datuk Amar Jauh Semion, Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak, serta Yang Bahagia Datin Amar F.D. Nuritikos, Dev-Dev kenamaan, serta semua rakan-rakan saya dalam anggota Perkhidmatan Awam. Sekali lagi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh dan salam Sarawakku sayang. Pertama kali bagi pihak seluruh anggota Perkhidmatan Awam yang hadir pada malam ini, saya ingin mengucapkan berbanyak terima kasih kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari bintu Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak, serta isteri Yang Amat Berbahagia Datuk Amar Puan Sri Hajah Jumaani bin Tuanku Haji Bujang, serta semua hadirin dan hadirat sekalian, kena dapat hadir sama ke majlis yang sungguh bermakna pada malam ini, iaitu Majlis Perhargaan kepada Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Negeri Yang Bahagia Datuk Amar Jauh Semion, yang kami gelar sebagai Honoring Years of Excellent Service. Majlis ini khas kita adakan untuk mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi terima kasih dan penghargaan kepada Yang Bahagia Datuk Amar Jauh Semion yang telah menyumbang bakti selama 42 tahun kepada Kerajaan Sarawak. Even then, I feel that this gesture is still not enough to appreciate or to recognize or to acknowledge Yang Berbahagia Dato' Ahmad Jau's service to the state during his 42 years tenure. But at least as a state civil service family, I consider that we all agree this event reflects our concern on him and at the same time to cherish his service to Sarawak. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri serta Div-Div Kenamaan sekalian, looking back at some of his colourful profile, Yang Berbahagia Dato' Ahmad Jau started his career in the civil service in December 1979. 1979, I'm still at Form 3. As Assistant Secretary in the State Planning Unit, SPU, and after that, he served in some ministry before being appointed as Director of Utilities, Permanent Secretaries, General Manager of SLDB, Deputy State Secretary, and our State Secretary. If we could recall, he was appointed as State Secretary months before COVID-19 pandemic spread across the world and to Sarawak. Therefore, we understand the challenges that he has to face in fighting against pandemic. Among the challenges that he faced were the high number of positive COVID-19 cases, which reached to thousands of cases per day, state civil servants having to work from home, economic uncertainty, positive cases among the state civil servants, government aid program to those badly affected by the pandemic, vaccination program, and others. However, with a good guidance, with a good strategy from our top leadership, especially Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, our Premier, our Deputy Premier, who is also the Chairman of the State Disaster Management Committee, we all successfully overcome the challenges posed by the COVID-19 pandemic. Dato' Ahmad Jaul has achieved many notable accomplishments during his tenure, such as the implementation of the Sarawak service in sub-district and his frequencies and seriousness in going to the ground to ensure that things are going well as planned for the benefit of the rakyat. Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Div-Div Kenamaan, tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian serta rakan-rakan anggota Perkhidmatan Awam, mengambil kesempatan ini, sekali lagi saya mewakili rakan-rakan saya dalam anggota Perkhidmatan Awam. Saya minta anggota-anggota Perkhidmatan Awam untuk sama-sama berdiri dan memberi satu tepukan kepada bekas bos kita. Thank you. Terima kasih rakan-rakan semua. Ini menunjukkan Yang Bahagia Dato' Ahmad, kami anggota Perkhidmatan Awam amat berterima kasih di atas segala bimbingan, tunjuk ajar dan segala jasa baik Yang Bahagia Dato' Ahmad yang kami kenali bukan hanya sebagai our boss, tetapi sebagai abang kami dalam anggota Perkhidmatan Awam, abang sulung kami. Dan kadang kami panggil Yang Berbahagia Dato' Ahmad sebagai wa kami. Wa dalam bahasa Melayu. Dalam kami Perkhidmatan Awam, kami ada wa, kami ada kakak, kami ada usu. Dato' Ahmad Jaul kami gelar sebagai wa. Saya sendiri mengenali Dato' Ahmad Jaul bukan sahaja sebagai my immediate boss, bahkan juga seperti yang saya katakan tadi sebagai seorang sahabat dan abang. Dan saya sangat beruntung sebab isteri Yang Bahagia Dato' Ahmad Jaul adalah bekas cikgu saya. Kebetulan, Datin Nama Evelyn Utikos, bekas cikgu saya mengajar sejarah dulu. Dan Semoga sikap dan sumbang bakti beliau yang berbahagia Datuk Amar akan dapat dicontohi oleh semua anggota Perkhidmatan Awam. Kita sama-sama mendoakan supaya yang berbahagia Datuk Amar Jaul serta keluarga akan sentiasa berada dalam keadaan yang sihat, berjaya dan diberkati Tuhan dalam apa jua bidang yang diceburi. Yang amat berhormat Datuk Petinggi, saya disediakan 2 pantun untuk dibaca malam ini. Jadi saya akan membaca 2 pantun sebagai penutup ucapan saya pada malam ini. Dari Bintulu ke Kuching, hendak membeli raga rotan, persaraan Datuk Amar Jaul doa diiring, jemput jenguk kami bila kesempatan. Dari Kuching singgah ke Sematan, singgah sekejap membeli beras, baktimu Datuk Amar segunung intan, bukanlah mudah untuk kami balas. Sekali lagi bagi pihak anggota Perkhidmatan Awam, kami mengucapkan berbanyak terima kasih kepada Yang Amat Berhormat Datuk Petinggi Premier serta Datin Amar Puan Sri kerana telah sudi untuk hadir dalam majlis yang diadakan oleh kami pada malam ini. Saya juga mengucapkan banyak terima kasih kepada Deputi Kenamaan yang hadir dan ahli jawatankuasa yang telah berdengkus lumus yang diketuai oleh Yang Bahagia Datuk Iqbahun yang telah bersusah payah mengadakan majlis kita pada malam ini. Sekian, wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Indeed inspiring. Thank you very much to Yang Berbahagia Datuk Sri Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Marzuki, Acting Sarawak State Secretary, for his welcoming speech. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a beautiful evening to celebrate and to honor the outstanding 42 years of excellent service of our former State Secretary of Sarawak. A humble person he is, and you are indeed one of a kind, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, tak salah kalau sekali lagi kita berikan tepukan yang paling gemuruh kepada Yang Berbahagia Datuk Amar Jaul Samyon. Thank you very much, sir. And now we'd like to invite you to direct your attention to the screen for this special video presentation. Let's all take a look.
The young ones, darling, we're the young ones, and the young ones shouldn't be afraid to live low while the flame is strong, 'cause we may not be the young ones very long. Tomorrow, why wait until tomorrow? 'Cause tomorrow, sometimes...
Saya mengenali Yang Bahagia Datuk Amar Jaul dari sebelum beliau memegang jawatan sebagai Setiausaha Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak. Panjang bekerja di bawah kepimpinan beliau sebagai Setiausaha Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak, beliau telah banyak memberi bimbingan dan kerjasama yang cukup baik dengan unit protokol istiadat pengurusan acara negeri. Saya bagi pihak kaki tangan unit protokol istiadat pengurusan acara negeri ingin mengucapkan berbanyak terima kasih di atas bimbingan, nasihat dan kerjasama yang telah Datuk Amar berikan. Dan kami mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucapkan selamat bersara and all the best to you, sir.
Ya, Datuk Amar Jaul Samyon yang saya kenali dalam menerajui perkhidmatan awam di negeri Sarawak, beliau memang terkenal mempunyai style ataupun gaya kepimpinan yang tersendiri yang mana kita semua kagum dengan beliau. Dan selain daripada itu, beliau yang terkenal sebagai attentive to detail, begitu memberi perhatian secara teliti kepada perkara-perkara ataupun dokumentasi yang kita kemukakan kepada beliau. Seringkali beliau memberi teguran sama ada mengubah kesilapan ejaan kita ataupun mengubah tafsiran makna yang akhirnya akan memberi kepuasan kepada kita bersama, di mana ianya sesuatu yang lebih jelas, lebih terang dan juga menepati apa yang kita hasratkan. Jadi bagi pihak semua wagar kerja di HRDM, kita ingin mengucapkan selamat bersara kepada Datuk Ahmad Jaul. Semoga selepas ini beliau akan lebih berjaya lagi dalam karier dan juga perkara-perkara yang diuruskan. Terima kasih.
We first met in 2015 during the HPT in Kota Kinabalu. I appreciate the part that of his leadership and his wisdom. He used to tell me, because the nature of our duty is based on need-to-know basis, and then he laid down the foundation for me to perform. He said, I always remember very clearly, don't tell me things that I should not know. So that is one of the foundation of our working relationship, and then since then we work very well. So Dato' Amar from UKPS collectively, and myself and my family individually, we wish you have a healthy and a happy retirement. Terima kasih yang berbahagia, Dato' Amar.
Dato' Amar sentiasa menekankan prinsip no one left behind. Ungkapan ini amat bermakna kerana perkhidmatan kita haruslah menyentuh keperluan setiap lapisan masyarakat. Aku ngajih ke petara berwan ngici yang selalu berniang pidalain wan Dato' tiudah badu. Awak ke terus bidik tetap landia. Minta bertuah, minta berlimpah. Merwan lantang semampai senang. Happy retirement to Dato' Amar.
Selamat bersara, happy retirement yang berbahagia Datuk Amar Jaul Samion. Saya mengenali beliau semenjak tahun 90-an semasa beliau pegawai di Kementerian Perindustrian. Sebagai seorang ketua, Datuk Amar memang tegas, teliti. He's a very thorough and a meticulous person, especially when it comes to paperwork. He always insists on quality. And to the civil service, his favorite word is service, service, service to the community. So Datuk Amar, thank you for all your guidance, bimbingan dan nasihat semasa kita memerangi COVID-19, dan saya doakan sentiasa sehat walafiat dan maju jaya di dalam bidang yang baru yang akan diceburi.
Yang berbahagia Datuk Ahmad Jaul Samion, yang saya kenali merupakan seorang pemimpin yang sangat teliti dalam banyak perkara. Apa yang saya sangat kagumi beliau sebagai seorang pemimpin ialah beliau banyak menekankan kepada pentingnya perkhidmatan yang baik kepada rakyat. Sebab itulah beliau selalu memberi pesanan kepada kami dalam anggota Perkhidmatan Awam supaya berpegang teguh kepada 3 prinsip utama, iaitu servis, servis, servis. Jadi bagi pihak anggota Perkhidmatan Awam sama ada di peringkat negeri ataupun persekutuan, saya mengucapkan setinggi-tinggi terima kasih kepada Yang Berbahagia Datuk Amar di atas segala sumbangan yang telah beliau berikan kepada bangunan negeri Sarawak selama ini. Dan bagi pihak anggota Perkhidmatan Awam juga, saya ingin mengucapkan selamat maju jaya kepada Yang Berbahagia Datuk Amar supaya beliau sentiasa berada dalam keadaan sihat, dikurniakan kesihatan dan kebahagiaan di samping keluarga yang tersayang.
Thank you very much, Dato' Amar Jaul, for more than 40 years of service with patience to the people of Sarawak, and for the last few years for your leadership in Sarawak Civil Service. Happy retirement and have a blessed time with your family.
On behalf of my colleagues in the cabinet, as well as the government civil service as a whole, I would like to express my appreciation to Dato' Amar Jaul for his service to the state. I have known Dato' Amar Jaul personally when I was the Minister of Industrial Development. He was one of the first who helped me to set up this ministry, as this ministry was a very new ministry. So we had to start from scratch. And Dato' Ahmad Jaul was with me, and he had done his best to not only setting up the ministry itself, but rather to get investors to come to Sarawak. You know, the Samajaya Industrial Estate, Sejingkat Industrial Estate, as well as Tanjung Manis Industrial Estate, and also Kemana Industrial Estate were the result of what Dato' Jaul has helped the Ministry of Industrial Development before. Then Dato' Jaul also has served in various ministries, including his tenure as Deputy State Secretary, and finally as State Secretary of Sarawak. And he faced a very challenging time, particularly when we were having this pandemic, COVID-19 challenge. He has to work hard to make sure that we deliver our service to the people affected by pandemic. And on top of that, he has also improved the level of services offered by our Sarawak civil service. Now that he has retired, I would like once again to say thank you to Dato' Ahmad Jaul, and also to Datin for her support. And I hope that Dato' Ahmad Jaul will continue his service and assistance to the government, especially in our effort to implement our post-COVID-19 strategy. And I'm sure that his ideas and also his approach will be carried on by his successors, and we will establish by 2030 develop Sarawak with high income economy. So to Dato' Ahmad Jaul, thank you very much, and I hope you have a happy retirement. Thank you very much.
Darling, we're the young ones, and the young ones shouldn't be afraid to live love.
Thank you for everything. We shall miss having you. Happy retirement. God bless. Terima kasih. Tabik basah.
Terima kasih Dato' Ahmad. Happy retirement.
Terima kasih Dato' Ahmad. Selamat bersara.
Thank you Dato' Ahmad.
Thank you Dato' Ahmad. Thank you Dato' Ahmad. Happy retirement. Terima kasih Dato' Ahmad.
Thank you Dato' Ahmad.
Thank you Dato' Ahmad.
Terima kasih Dato' Ahmad.
Thank you Dato' Ahmad. Thank you Dato' Ahmad. Thank you Dato' Ahmad.
Terima kasih Dato' Ahmad.
When the years have flown, the lady will teach the young ones all her own.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Sia-sia ni. Tabik basah. Dato' Amar. Demikian tayangan video khas penghargaan sempena meraihkan yang berbahagia Dato' Amar Jaul Samion yang cukup terkenal dengan moto beliau, Service, Service and Service. Diberi penamaan hadirin yang dihormati sekalian, majlis diteruskan dengan ucapan yang amat berhormat Primis Sarawak. Terlebih dahulu dipersilakan yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak untuk menjemput dan mempersilakan yang amat berhormat Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Rahman Zohari, Bintun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak untuk menyampaikan ucapan beliau. Dengan segala hormat dan takzimnya, majlis mempersilakan.
Terima kasih saudara dan saudari pengacara majlis. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan selamat malam. Salam sejahtera. Salam Sarawakku sayang. Yang berhormat Saudara Datuk Seri Profesor Dr. Sim Kuihian, Timbalan Premier, serta yang berbahagia Datin Seri, yang berhormat Tan Sri Datuk Amar Haji Muhammad Asfia bin Awang Nasar, Speaker Negeri Sarawak, yang berhormat rakan-rakan menteri yang kita raikan, Datuk Amar Jaul Samion serta Datin Amar, yang berbahagia Datuk Seri Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Bazuki, Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak, serta yang berbahagia Datin Seri, seterusnya Ketua-Ketua Perkhidmatan Awam, tuan-tuan, puan-puan, saudara-saudari yang saya hormati sekalian. Pertama, saya ingin hendak mengucapkan selamat bersara kepada Datuk Amar, dan sebelum itu ingin saya menceritakan apabila saya dilantik menjadi Menteri Perindustrian Sarawak. Datuk Amar Jaul, seperti mana kita tahu, adalah seorang pegawai yang berkhidmat di State Planning Unit di bawah Datuk Jamil Mukmin. Dan ketika itu Yang Amat Berhormat Ketua Menteri kita ketika itu, Bin Sri Taib, telah menumbuhkan kementerian baru selepas pilihan raya pada 1987. Dan saya telah diberi amanah untuk menubuhkan kementerian yang baru ini. The rationale is our economy that time had been basically agricultural economy. And Bin Sri Taib wanted us to shift towards industrialization. It was a very tall order, and I was given the task to set up this ministry at the same time to give a new direction to Sarawak's economy. And it was not easy with that order to form a new ministry from scratch. And we need economic expertise to help us to chart the direction of industrialization. That's where the whole staff of SPU were given the task to assist me in the formation of this ministry. And one of the staff was Dato' Amar Jaul. He was our principal assistant secretary, and we charted the direction of a new economy for Sarawak, from agricultural base to industrialization. Dan kerja ini bukan senang, kerana dia baru, very raw, dan selepas itu kita terpaksa coba hendak menjualkan Sarawak, to promote Sarawak, supaya pelabur dapat datang ke Sarawak untuk memulakan industri mereka. Then 1987, end of 87, that was a long trip, Jaul. We went to US as well as Europe, together with Rafidah Aziz. As a result of this intensive promotion, while at the same time we have to prepare Sarawak in providing the basic infrastructure, we managed to a certain extent started that industrialization program. That was, we started with Sejingkat, we started with Samajaya, we started with Kemena, as well as later on Tanjung Manis. And also Kidorong, because that was the first time we set up together with Petronas LNG. And during that trip, 1987, we managed to convince Shell and Petronas to set up SMDS in Bintulu, the first plant in the world in Bintulu. Inilah apa telah disumbangkan oleh Datuk Jaul ketika itu, dan his staff included Datuk Sri Wanlis, our present SFS. Sebelah situ juga Datuk Ismawi in Industrial Development, dan disitulah kita telah berjaya untuk membawa pelaburan ke Sarawak. Mula-mulanya toko elektronik, lepas itu tayar Yuden, lepas itu syarikat Amerika yang membuat dashboard dan seterusnya. Dan juga di Tanjung Manis kita promotkan hiliran. Dan Datuk Jaul selepas itu diberi beberapa tugas yang lain selaku Setiausaha Tetap, akhirnya Timbalan Setiausaha Kerajaan Negeri dan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak. So you have served 42 years, and I would like to say thank you very much to you for what you have done. Saya juga mengambil kesempatan ini untuk mengucap terima kasih kepada Datin Amar for your support. To Datuk Amar. Especially when he was appointed as mentioned by Datuk Abu. Number one, we had to face COVID-19, and it was not easy. Midnight also, I have to call Datuk Jaul untuk mendapat laporan. Dan kedua, we have to formulate the post-COVID recovery strategy, economic strategy. And I have requested Datuk Jaul also to harness all the experts from the civil service as well as private sector for us to formulate the strategy in order to recover our economy back to normal. And what is important is we also have to have a new direction in our economic development, particularly when I launched the digital economic agenda. And this is something new. Until recently, still new. And Datuk Ahmad Jaul has done his best to help the government in adjusting our economic development towards digital agenda. At the same time, to recover from post-pandemic that we had to face. While doing that, he had also given us certain idea in the question of implementing what we have agreed. Jadi tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, rakan-rakan sekalian, inilah apa yang telah dilaksanakan oleh Datuk Amar Jaul dengan rakan-rakannya, dan saya harap di tahun-tahun yang akan datang dengan agenda yang baru, ekonomi yang baru, sudah tentu perkhidmatan awam hendaklah sama-sama mendamping dengan kerajaan untuk kita membangunkan Sarawak dalam era yang baru. Sebelumnya saya duduk, I have had the privilege of serving the state, working with 7 state secretaries, from Datuk Yusof Putih right up to Datuk Amar Jaul. 7 state secretaries. And every change of guard, it was very smooth. And there are improvements in the civil service from one SS to another SS. I hope that the civil service will continue with its own agenda, and we in the government, of course, would like to have a very strong civil service, innovative civil service, creative civil service, and working in tandem with the policy of the government. As you know, I have shared with you that our future is there for 2030. And I have said it publicly, this coming day 1, November, I will table the bill on sovereign fund. And this is to make sure that our economy is sustainable. Our income hopefully will be increasing. And then with good civil service, we can work together toward a strong Sarawak by the year 2030. With that, once again, thank you very much, Dato' Amar. I wish you all the best. And surely, whatever experience you have, bolehlah bagi-bagi dengan perkhidmatan awam. Walaupun no longer SS, but you can still contribute, just like the other ex-SS who are still serving by giving ideas to us. With that, once again, thank you very much, and I wish you and Datin Amar all the best for the future. Thank you.
An inspiring words of wisdom. Thank you very much. And may we invite our guest of honor to please remain on stage. And also may we invite Yang Berbahagia Acting State Secretary of Sarawak to invite and accompany Yang Amat Berbahagia Puan Sri Dato' Amar Haji Ma'ani Tun Tuanku Haji Bujang, along with Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jaul Samion and wife Yang Berbahagia Datin Amar Evelyn Ritikos Jaul to the stage to join the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak for us to proceed with our main highlight for this evening, that is upacara penyampaian anugerah Tokoh Perkhidmatan Awam Negeri Sarawak. Dengan segala hormatnya dipersilakan.
Bila diberi penamaan, hadirin yang berhormat sekalian, sebentar saja lagi kita akan saksikan penyampaian anugerah Tokoh Perkhidmatan Awam Negeri Sarawak. Terlebih dahulu, izinkan kami berkongsi tentang latar belakang dan kriteria penerima anugerah Tokoh Perkhidmatan Awam Negeri Sarawak. Penerima memiliki 6 nilai bersama Perkhidmatan Awam Sarawak, iaitu integriti, baik hati dan prihatin, profesionalisme, sikap kesegeraan dan semangat sepunya, semangat berpasukan dan berorientasikan hasil.
Has a clean service record that is free from ACC investigations or disciplinary action and no criminal record,
dan prestasi perkhidmatan yang sangat cemerlang. Penerima anugerah juga hendaklah memberikan sumbangan kepada perkhidmatan awam Sarawak secara khususnya dan kemajuan Sarawak pada amnya.
Through associations to the country, state, society in the field of sports, arts, writing, research, welfare and so on.
Dan juga melalui sumbangan yang signifikan di luar bidang tugas. Penerima anugerah tokoh perkhidmatan awam negeri Sarawak ialah yang berbahagia
Dato' Amar Jauh Samion. Ladies and gentlemen, let's focus our attention to the center stage for this evening's highlight. Dengan segala hormat dipersilakan the Right Honourable Premier of Sarawak to present the Sarawak Civil Service Award to Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion, our former State Secretary.
Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion menerima kalung anugerah perkhidmatan awam Sarawak beserta sijil penghargaan dan cenderamata sebagai tanda terima kasih sekalung budi penghargaan khas dari Kerajaan Sarawak kepada Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion, Permata Bumi Kenyalang yang telah menyumbang segala jasa bakti sepanjang perkhidmatan beliau dengan Kerajaan Sarawak. Hadirin, berikan tepukan yang paling gemuruh. Merupakan cenderamata khas dari Kerajaan Sarawak kepada berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion.
A great reward for a lifetime service. Once again, congratulations to Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar. Another big round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen. Dan seterusnya, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, there's a famous proverb that says, behind every successful man, there stands a woman, a great one, definitely. So this evening, we'd also like to honor the lovely wife of Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion, who has been so supportive and caring. Untuk itu dipersilakan Yang Berbahagia Puan Sri Dato' Amar Hajah Jumaani to present the appreciation memento to Yang Berbahagia Datin Amar Evelyn Ritikos Jauh.
Cenderamata penghargaan sebagai mengenang sekali jasa dan sumbangan yang telah dicurahkan turut disampai kepada Yang Berbahagia Datin Amar Evelyn Ritikos Jauh, wanita hebat yang sentiasa menyokong dan memberi kata-kata semangat kepada suami tercinta. Dan diteruskan dengan sesi fotografi bersama dengan Yang Berhormat Premier Sarawak serta Yang Amat Berbahagia Puan Sri Dato' Amar bersama-sama yang diraihkan pada malam ini, Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion serta Yang Berbahagia Datin Amar Evelyn Ritikos Jauh. Seturut diiringi Yang Berbahagia Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak. Majlis merakapkan ucapan terima kasih dan persilakan untuk kembali ke meja utama. Dan untuk kita teruskan majlis sebentar sahaja lagi dengan ucapan balas oleh Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion. Letih berjalan di tengah pekan, singgah sebentar di Gerai City. Terima kasih kami ucapkan atas segala jasa dan bakti.
Terima kasih kami ucapkan kerana Tuan selalu membantu. Jasa dan bakti jadi taruhan akan dikenang setiap waktu. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Yang Berbahagia Dato' Amar Jauh Samion.
Thank you very much, saudara dan saudari pengacara majlis. Good evening. Salam sejahtera dan salam saudaraku sayang. Yang amat berhormat Datuk Petinggi Tan Sri Dr. Abang Haji Abdul Razari bin Tun Datuk Abang Haji Openg, Premier Sarawak. Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Yang amat berbahagia Puan Sri Dato' Amar Hajah Jumaani, Tun-Tunku Haji Bujang. Yang berhormat Datuk Sri Profesor Dr. Sim Kuhian, Timbalan Premier Sarawak. serta yang berbahagia Tan Sri Eng Siok In, yang berhormat Tan Sri Dr. Amar Haji Muhammad Asfiya bin Awal Nasar, Speaker Negeri Sarawak, yang berhormat Menteri-Menteri, yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Haji Muhammad Abu Bakar bin Mazuki, Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak, serta yang berbahagia Datuk Sri Haji Habduyah binti Haji Bujang, yang berhormat Timbalan-Timbalan Menteri, Dev-Dev Kenamaan, Ketua-Ketua Jabatan, Tuan-Tuan dan Puan-Puan yang saya hormati sekalian. First of all, I like to say thank you to our Yang Amat Berhormat Premier and his wonderful wife for being able to be with us here tonight and for kindly hosting this Majlis Perhargaan for me, despite his very and extremely hectic schedule. Thank you, sir. And thank you so much for throwing me such a wonderful and will be a memorable farewell, appreciation, retirement dinner. You really made me feel important and feel truly appreciated. Thank you so much. Thanks also to all honorable guests, colleagues from the State and Federal Civil Service for being here tonight and with us. Kehadiran hadirin sekalian amatlah saya hargai. Ladies and gentlemen, more than 42 years ago, I walked into Wisma Bapak Malaysia, ready to serve as a civil servant, to play a part and contribute towards nation building and welfare of Sarawakians. That was 12 December 1979, and that was the starting point of my career as a civil servant. I tried to give my best to Sarawak and the civil service, and in return, you all gave me opportunity, you gave me the challenges and friendships that will remain intact long after I've forgotten the joy of walking into the various meetings, various events, functions, official functions, and the likes. Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan, Sarawak has a very bright future ahead of it under the dynamic and visionary leadership of Yang Amat Berhormat Premier and his cabinet colleagues. Even though I wouldn't be a contributing member to that future, I take solace in knowing that I had a small hand in making Sarawak as it is today, just as you all had a hand in making me the person and the man I am today. I am forever grateful for my career. Life could have taken me in so many directions. As a young college graduate, I wanted to be a Sarawak Administrative Officer, SEO, or Consul for the matter, in Iban, to serve the Rakyat. But then I failed my interview. I failed my interview for not being able to answer one question on local customs satisfactorily out of the 10 questions they asked me by the PSC at the time. This is despite my rural, longhouse background and my knowledge and my intimacy with local customs and tradition of the community. Maybe I wasn't meant to be a ground administrator. Years later, I was identified and asked to join politics. You believe me? YIB Premier may testify that I was offered to stand in one election some 30 years ago. The YIB Premier, there was a time when you came to my room and said, somebody want you to stand in the election. I was shocked. Again, That was not my calling, as I do not believe I had the quality and the personality to be a politician. I guess I was meant to be a civil servant, which remained till my retirement today. Fast forward, behind me, I believe I did the best I could be to be a good person, to be a good employee, a good officer, and finally, as head of the civil service, holding very dear to my philosophy and personal values of working with honesty and high sense of professionalism. But sometimes the best is not good enough. As such, I am taking this opportunity to offer my apologies for my shortcomings, omissions, bad decisions, poor judgment that I have made during the tenure of my service, as well as the final years of my service as the State Secretary. So my apology, my humble mohon maaf. Bulan mengambang, bintang berkelipan, pungguk menangis, rindukan teman, andai menyinggung, tersilap perlakuan, ku mohon maaf darimu Tuhan. Civil servants or public officers and the civil service are not called civil for nothing. They are not called servants for nothing. They, or we are called as such because we are mandated and employed to provide service. And for that, civil servants or public officers must be true to their calling as providers of public goods, providers of public services, i.e. service to the rakyat, to the community, to the farmers, to the fishermen, to the laborers, the civil society, the business community, and of course, to the government, i.e. the government of the day. If we don't do the best, we shall be failing our duty as public officials. That is why I'm always repeating the mantra that I said during the first few days or weeks as the Secretary, that the three most important tasks of the civil service are, number one, service, number two, service, and number three, service. Nothing more, nothing less. Our responsibility to the government of the day is to the government of the day. And most important of all, to the rakyat, especially the rakyat who have yet to have access to good facilities such as internet, proper roads, and other necessities of life. We can improve our service to the rakyat by putting ourselves in their shoes, show empathy, understand their needs, understand their problems, understand what they go through, and understand their difficulties and shortcomings. This is the only way for us to improve ourselves in delivering our services to the rakyat. I have conveyed this message throughout the district, in divisions, and sub-district, wherever I go. Ladies and gentlemen, before I hang up my professional hat and put up on my relaxation hat, I have some advice for my colleagues that what you do matters. What you are also matters. You may not change the world, but you bring your own special uniqueness and position as civil servants to make a difference to the lives of the many, many individuals in the society. I am truly proud of what we have been able to do and achieve together. Some of these are hard to forget. As it is clearly evident, we have played our part to assist the government in the implementation of policies by working in harmony as a team, working in harmony with our political masters, and showing empathy to the rakyat. Ladies and gentlemen, as I bid goodbye to my colleagues, members of the civil service, my superiors, I will surely miss the intellectual rigors of our discussion, the visits to the rural interiors and the remote settlements. I will be missing the close association
with many grassroots leaders such as Tua Rumah, Tua Kampongs, Kapitans, Pengurus, Pemancas, and Temengongs, who I have known and been close with throughout my service, and more so during my tenure as the State Secretary. My career has been both challenging and demanding. I believe I've put in my best, and I've been well rewarded by the government. And indeed, I am privileged to have been part of the team and to have led the team in the last few years as the State Secretary of Sarawak. I am short of words to thank you, sir, for encouraging me so much, even in times when things appeared to be very challenging. It is hard to believe that this day has finally come. I have to say that I have mixed feelings today. It is wonderful to look forward to a future of more leisure and to getting around to many of the things that I always wanted. I will say that I would do someday. But I also feel sadness at leaving behind me what has been such an important part of my life, the civil service career. It is hard to bid you all goodbye, but time says it has to be done. I'm going to miss this amazing environment, such colleagues who stood by me always and helped me execute the plans entrusted by the government. Ladies and gentlemen, there are so many people I want to thank for all the support they have given me and work done together in the pursuits of my task. To YIB Premier, I've learned so much while working alongside Yamat Berhormat since the day you were promoted and appointed as the first Minister for Industrial Development in 1987. And of course, I was one of your pioneer staff at the time, as you rightly mentioned minutes ago. And I'm really honored by your kind words and also recognition of my contribution in the 12 years I was in that ministry. And I cannot thank you enough, sir, for the impact you have had on my professional growth. You are truly an embodiment of optimism and hard work. And thank you for being a constant source of inspiration. And of course, thank you for believing in me and putting the confidence in me and helping me succeed in my role as the 13th State Secretary. How lucky I am. I am truly honored. You are a good boss, sir. You are a good boss because more than instructions, you gave me direction and inspiration. Ambilkan saya buah delima, masak sebiji di balik daun. Budi Tuan saya terima jadi kenangan bertahun-tahun. Pisang emas di bawah belayar, masak sebiji di atas peti. Hutang emas boleh dibayar, hutang budi di bawah mati. To Chief Premiers, Cabinet Ministers, and Deputy Ministers, I want to thank you for your tremendous support you have given me, without which my life as State Secretary would have been much more challenging. Thank you for your generous assistance. All this while, I'm truly happy with the cooperation that you have provided me. To Acting State Secretary and the Organizing Committee, thank you very much for arranging such a good farewell party or dinner for me. Dato' Sri Muhammad Abu Bakar, under your leadership, and you and your team have made my last day in this office as memorable as you have made during these past years of mine. The Organizing Committee clearly put a lot of time and effort into making sure that this dinner function is meaningful and memorable. Above all, thank you for assisting me in my task in relieving the burden of my daily responsibilities. To my colleagues and head of departments, permanent secretaries, residents, secretaries of council, head of departments, head of statutory bodies, deputy state secretaries, SAG, SFS, and all heads of departments, thank you for aiding the joy of my retirement with your well wishes and amazing support. It has been a pleasure to be connected with all the wonderful and beautiful people whom I had the opportunity to work with during my tenure in the State Civil Service and lately as the State Secretary. Deep down from my heart, I have great memories of the time we shared, the friendship that we forged, and the incredible experience which we have enjoyed. All these have been an extraordinary part of my life. I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you, and I will remember the days of our high-performance teams retreat, HPTs, and the drafting of the post-COVID development strategy, PCDS 2030. We have gone through many discussions, meetings, exchange of ideas in various forms. Sometimes we agree, sometimes we disagree, sometimes we agree to disagree. For all your wishes, I have this to say. When you retire, you switch bosses from the one who hired you to the one who married you. And some people said that retirement is just a transition from your current boss to a new boss called a wife. I forgot that I bring my wife here tonight.
Good one.
To my staff, where are my staff? All those smaller numbers, about 10 of us. Where are my staff here, please? My ex-staff, sorry. Where are they? Okay. There are 10 in total. They've made my jobs a lot easier. LC, Awang Faris, Madam Fang Siu Ching, Fazrin Samsudin, Edlin Ngilo, Verosnika, Noairi, Edison, Pius, Mac, and Nicholas. Thank you very much for your support and your assistance. A very diverse combination of various ethnic groups. 3 Ibans, 3 Bedayu, 3 Malays, 1 Melanau, 1 Chinese, 1 Orang Ulu. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to claim that my career in the civil service has been most satisfying due to the support, appreciation, and encouragement and cooperation I have received from each one of you. I cannot thank you enough for this. But now, it is time for me to look forward to having spent time and the freedom to pursue my hobbies and interests, including travel, writing, hanging out with friends and family members. To our former state secretaries, I saw Tan Sri Wilson this evening. I've worked also under six state secretaries, Dato' Amar Yusuf Putih, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Hadi Bujang Noor, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Abdul Hamid Bugo, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Aziz Hussein, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Wilson Bayo Dandut, Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Murshidi Ghani. You have guided us, you have molded our character, you have also changed our mindset to be number one in the civil service and to uphold the quality of a true civil servant. Thank you very much for your guidance in the past. And of course, I want to pay a special thanks to a special person who has been with me for the last umpteen years, I lost count, to Datin Dorothy. Is she here? Yes. Datin Dorothy, thank you very much. She has been my PA for the last umpteen years. I lost count, maybe it's 13, 15, 16 years. So thank you very much. You've been part of this. I was my PA when I was in POMSEC, two ministries, and until I became the Deputy State Secretary. So thank you very much for your assistance. Lastly, to my family, they have been truly wonderful, standing by me all these years and making sacrifice for not having much time for them. They have been amazing, especially my wife, for tolerating my lack of attention. And for burning my midnight oil for almost every night. So thank you very much to my wife. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sharing this amazing celebration dinner with me, and thank you for this incredible support and friendship. I am indeed overwhelmed by this show of support. Thank you very much for the kind words. Thank you very much, Datuk Sri Pemangku Setiausaha Kerajaan, for your nice words. My colleagues have expressed their thanks to me. Thank you very much. And akhir kata, dua ragam pantun, which I learned from the Dun and the speaker of the Dun. Berdayung sampan hingga ke Sri Aman, hendak membeli buah barangan. Semoga kita jaga persahabatan agar indah abadi dalam kenangan. Kalau ada sumber di ladang, boleh kita menumpang mandi. Kalau ada umur yang panjang, bolehlah kita berjumpa lagi. Sekian, terima kasih. God bless you all.
Hadirin, berikan tepukan paling gemuruh untuk yang berbahagia, Dato' Amar Jaul Samion, Mantan Setiausaha Kerajaan Sarawak dan juga penerima tokoh perkhidmatan awam negeri Sarawak. Tapi bahasa engkau terima kasih ngagai Dato' Amar hari kami perkhidmatan awam Sarawak.
Semangat Dato' Amar menjadi ingatan, gurau dan tekanan semua kenangan. Segala kekilafan harap dimaafkan. Semoga silaturahim kita berpanjangan.
Pohon selasih di dalam kolam, anak ikan berenang-renang. Terima kasih kami ucapkan. Budi Dato' Amar menjadi kenangan. Baiklah, yang berhormat Premier Sarawak diberi kenamaan, hadirin yang dihormati sekalian. Majlis kita teruskan dengan jamuan makan malam. Kita mulakan. Dan di kegunaan hadirin menjamu selera, kami juga hidangkan anda dengan persembahan pada malam ini dan kami tampilkan band licin.